What's good, YouTube? It's Rage Real. So in today's video, I want to bring you guys what I believe is one of the best trips tight end formations in Madden 22. So if you enjoyed this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn those post notifications on. So like I said, man, I believe this particular playbook has the best trips tight end formation in Madden 22. And the playbook that I'm in is the run and gun playbook. Again, I am in the run and gun playbook. Now, as far as personnel goes, the only thing that matters right here is that you have your best receiver right here. Typically your best is normally going to be your fastest receiver, so that's why I will put him right here, because we're actually going to run a beater play using this guy right here, and he's going to need to be your best receiver, or at least have some speed on him. So why is this formation that I say is one of the best? Now, the reason why is because this trips tight end has a couple plays that's only found in this trips tight end playbook, which is the run and gun. Now, read option can be found in multiple ones, but it's nice that it does have it. Now, this PA crosses, you can run it the same way as PA crossers. And also, this is going to be part one. So part two, I'll actually show you guys in game exactly how I run this full offense and, you know, show you a couple of dots that I like to do. But in today's video, I'm going to show you the run plays that I really like, and then I'm going to show you one setup, one for bombing coverages and one for just moving the ball down the field from the same play. So that's what you should expect from today's video. Now, the speed option, it's okay. I really love it if they run like a man coverage, or if they have a certain defense where they're, you know, short on this right side of the field where the speed option happens. I like to use that. But other than that, it's not like just OP or nothing like that. What I believe is OP actually is the wide receiver screens play, and actually, of course, the RPO is going to be OP as well. And it's just nice that they have a read option and they have curl flat, which is really nice. But honestly, between the wide receiver screen and the RPO, that's what makes this run game deadly, especially with the counter, because that counter is really, really good too. Of course, they have the standard inside zone, and they have, you know, the RPO zone, which is different blocking. So that's why I said this offense is actually really, really good in my opinion. So first and foremost, we're going to start off with halfback swing, because that's the only passing play I'm going to talk about. But I'm going to show you guys the run plays. So the run plays I'm going to show you is the RPO. I'm going to show you the wide receiver screens, and I'm going to show you the speed option. So I'm going to come out and halfback swing, so I can already have that set up. Now, the defense, typically you'll face either, you know, 3-3-5 normal, you'll face a 3-3-5 wide, or you'll face some dollar variation. So I'm just going to come out in dollar. The reason why is just so I can have DBs out on the field. But essentially, the runs just depend on the defense that they're running. If they're running zone drops, you know, if they're running any hard flats, like it all that depends. So what's cool is that the RPO and the wide receiver screens are still going to take advantage of the hard flats, but essentially they're different blocking schemes and everything like that. So as you guys know, with the RPO, it's still pretty overrated when you throw it up, as I almost throw a pick there, but basically it's good because, you know, you can get that little animation where he goes up the field, because apparently that's how EA wants the game to be, to where you can get that little animation. But I like to couple that also with wide receiver screens, because as you'll be able to know, it's actually way different. And the reason I like this wide receiver screen is because if you guys know that empty formation, how they have that wide receiver screen, the blocking is literally the same, and it's honestly really nice. So you can tell right here, now we get great blocking, and it's literally the same defense we just went against. So that's why I said like picking on hard flats, because no matter what flat they're playing, they all play different ways. So I guess I'll show that to you here real quick. So we're going to just shade down, and we're going to pinch our defense, right? Let's just say, you know, we get a hard flat out there. Now, first we'll start off with the RPO zone, and just show you how that works. So you notice right there how he's right there on them. Okay, cool. Now let me show you what it looks like with the wide receiver screen with the same kind of defense. So we're going to pinch our defense. We'll go ahead and shade down for hard flats. Now we're going to come out in wide receiver screen. So we're going to snap the ball and see what happens, right? So notice how the hard flat that time gets blocked, and now we actually have a nice lane that we can actually, you know, get some yards up the field on. Now, unfortunately, block is not always going to be like that. It literally just depends on who your personnel is, who they have out there, sadly. Or it just depends on EA, honestly. But you guys are able to see that just putting the hard flats, you know, and you can take one play away, but then they're giving up another play just because the blocking is completely different. So that's why I said like it could be crazy just using that little 1-2 scheme just like that. And now last thing I'll talk about is speed option. Now with speed option, if they have a lot of people on the outside, so notice how they have, you know, a corner out here, a corner out here, and maybe they have this linebacker, or if they were, you know, spread out, they have that defensive end. Now if it's something like that, I don't like it, but let's just say they man align, right? So if they're playing like a defense for some reason where it's like this, where they only have like one person person out here, then I'll say, okay, well, let me try the speed option. Like, that's how I like to do it. So I don't like to call speed option just randomly. I like to call it when the matchup looks good. So notice right here, the pitch man is in man on the line of scrimmage, and that's when you want to call this play, whenever you see the P and you see it's the in man on the line of scrimmage. So whoever is way out there, that's when you want to call that. So I'll show you that again and kind of explain it better. So notice how the P is on the defensive lineman, right? So let's say the defense pinched their line, right? So now look who the P's on. P's on the linebacker, right? Let's say we pinch our linebackers, right? Okay, so who's the P on? So notice the pitch man is still the linebacker. Now, what's bad about this is we have two people out here, right? So that means potentially we're not going to get any yards, and I'll go ahead and show you that here. So notice the pitch man. So we're going to read the linebacker. You see how he takes him, so we'll come here, and we just really didn't get as many yards as we want to. But you really want to use it versus either man coverage or if they're man aligning. That's when I find that this play works really good. So let's just go to man coverage real quick. And then I'm going to move on to the passing concept. I just really wanted to show you guys the run because I really like the run play, little run scheme that you can do out of here. So notice how now, you know, he's the pitch man. He's going to take him. And then notice how we're able to get out of there. Now, the only thing I don't like is that escape artist doesn't light up when you use this play, which I think that would make this play just extremely overpowered if you were able to just, you know, quickly get out of there with the escape artist, or fast break if you were able to. But it's just unfortunate that they don't let you do that on this game, but it is what it is, you know. So moving on, I want to show you guys a couple things dealing with this play. So there's a beater setup I like, and then there's a dot you up setup I like. So talk about the beater first. Now let's talk about cover 3. So for cover 3 for potential one play touchdown, what you can do, you can take circle, put them on a hitch. You can take X, put them on a drag. You can take R1 and block them. Now all we're basically doing is isolating that middle third. Let me actually manually back him up some, just so you guys can, you know. So that's going to simulate them backing them off, because I don't know why they're kind of, you know, aligned. I probably should have based line just to fix it. But regardless, I want to show you guys DK's route. So basically with this route, if you're running it on the wide side of the field, which you should, what's going to happen, he's going to settle up, but then you want to let that ball go, which I threw it a little too early. I got a little flustered when the dude came and rushed me. But I'm going to quickly go on a replay to just kind of show you what I was trying to talk about. And then after that, I'll keep moving them. You know, run it again for you. But as you can tell, if you want to run this play versus cover 3, try to bomb cover 3, I only suggest you doing this if they're rushing like 2 or 1 players and they're playing like a cover 3, like a double Mabel with like a vertical hook or something like that, to where you know they're only rushing like 2 people. If you see this shell of defense, literally run this play and you just want to buy some time. Obviously, you wouldn't want to roll all the way out the pocket like I did, but you just want to buy some time, because what's going to happen is that this our DK's route, this post, he's going to actually chop his feet and he's going to keep going straight. It's like one of the rare posts that actually do that, because as you know, most posts will stop right here, like they'll stop and just kind of settle up, or they'll break back. This one actually keeps running, so that's what's going to be able to allow us to throw it up in this area right here. So I'll run it for you again. So I'm basing line, it's time to put our cornerback out there, Jeer, so we can actually have a better look at it. So we'll go ahead and back some players off here. Back them off a couple steps. Now I'm only going to rush 1 right here just because, but essentially, like I said, please only run this play if they're rushing like 2. You know, don't try to do, or 2 or maybe 3, you know, maybe 3, but don't try to do this when they're rushing 4, like a base 4. It's not really going to work how we want it to. But basically what's going to happen is, you notice how we're going to be able to throw that ball out there. We want to kind of lead them out there. Now, I still threw that ball early just because I was a little nervous, but if you have all that time, that's how you want to do that. Now, one setup I haven't tested, but this setup I'm about to give you is going to bomb cover 4 and cover 2. So again, this setup I'm about to give you is going to bomb cover 4 and cover 2. I just want to see if it actually bombs cover 3 or not. So basically all we're going to do is take triangle, put them on the in route, and then we want to smart route his in route just like this. Now this setup, like I said, will bomb cover 4 and it will bomb cover 2, which I will show you in just a second here. So let me go and spot that guy right there. Now I just want to see if for some reason this can bomb cover 3 as well. Hopefully it does. That would be even better. So yeah, we have a chance. Okay, so we have a chance. So if you want to use this setup universally, you definitely can, because we have a chance at bombing cover 3. But like I said, for cover 3, you're going to need a lot of time. Why is that, Rel? That's because if the middle third is on this side, we have to do you know, it's really hard to actually run away from him where he is. So we have to wait for this route to kind of stop. Now, if the middle third is on the other side, so let's say they're playing, you know, middle third to the trip side, then it should be, in theory, a little bit easier to bomb it. So let's go and see about that. So I'm gonna use the universal setup. So this right here is a universal bomb setup, and that's take a triangle, put them on the in route, and smart route is 0. That's all you have to do. So let's go and snap the ball so I can show you guys. Now, like I said, if they have the middle third on that side, so what you're gonna be able to notice is that we're gonna be able to just skate right past that person. So If they have their middle third on the cover, on the trip side, excuse me, we'll be able to just run straight past them. Now, this is the last time I'll show you guys versus cover 3. And the reason I'm taking so long on cover 3 is because, for one, this is mainly what you'll get, some style of zone drop cover 3. And for two, it's just really important because it's the only coverage that's a little harder to bomb. That's why I'm taking a little bit more time on it. And I still have another setup to give you guys, so don't forget about that. So you just want to buy time. And right there, he got all bumped up and everything, but you just seen it work the last play. So if they have it over there, you can definitely complete it. That's all that matters. Now, moving on, I do want to show you cover 2. Because I really need to get this video moving on along, because I still have a whole nother setup to give you guys and kind of walk you through why I like the setup. So let's just keep it moving. So triangle and in route, smart route is in route. And remember, you want to run this on like 1st and 10, you know, 2nd and 12, 2nd and 13. You don't want to run this on 1st and 5 because that in route is not going to be able to glitch out that mid read, because basically we're just on this particular play, we're glitching out that mid read. So if you want to kind of watch him, notice how he's going to kind of get held up on triangle, and that's just going to open up that throw just tremendously. And that corner out by the tight end is actually what's going to pull that deep half out the way. So again, I'll show you. And also, if they put this guy in the middle third, then that should take it away by theory. So I'll just go ahead and do that for you real quick. Let me actually back off that cornerback too, so that way we can simulate a zone drop. So take triangle, put him on the in route, smart route is in route, and we're going to snap the ball. Now, like I said, a middle third technically should take this away, but what's going to happen is that it's going to be a foot race. So right there, we actually did not win that foot race, but essentially it's taken away if you want. And at that point, we'll just make a read based on what we have on the field. So for example, but like I said, you want to run this when you feel like you can bomb them. But if they're putting that guy in the middle third, literally just run the ball. But regardless, you can have a high low between here. So if they're zone dropping, you know, you'll be able to dump this ball out right here, which would be a nice dot. And the user, more than likely, if he's a good user, he should be up in here somewhere anyways. Now, if you want to actually, no, that's good right there. So basically that's what you want to do. So if the user's right here and they put the guy in the middle third, just take this down low, because you're not really going to face a double Mabel cover 2. Not a lot of people do that, but if they do, you can just run another double Mabel setup, which I'll probably give you in part 2. Anyways, moving on. So we're going to talk about cover 4 drop, right? So a cover 4 drop is going to be legit the same exact thing. Triangle in the route, smart route is in route, going to snap the ball. Now, you would think this wouldn't bomb cover 4 drop, but as you'll be able to see, what's going to happen is that quarter is going to actually get glitched out, and he's just not going to be able to get back there because he doesn't recognize that post getting over the top of his head. So I'll show you that here one more time just so you don't think it's fluke. So let me spy that guy real quick to tell cover 4 drop. Now, all I did was take triangle, put him on the in route, and we're going to smart route is in route. Let's go and snap the ball. Now, also, you can have R1 out the backfield, as you can tell, but what we want to do is step up in the pocket, and then we'll be able to deliver that easy dot right there for a 1-play touchdown against cover 4 drop. So with just this one setup, you could potentially bomb cover 3, you could bomb cover 2, you could bomb cover 4 drop, and last but not least, I will show you man coverage, because you can technically use the same setup. It's just, is this player out here better than the DB on him? That's basically all that's going to be. So again, I'll show you that. And between this is going to be the same read style. So if they're playing, you know, like this aggressive style man coverage, if I have time, you could tell. Wow, I didn't even throw it to him. But the safeties are going to split, and that's when you want to just be able to see, does my receiver have a step on him? So I'll show you that in replay real quick. So your read progression, sometimes this can get open depending on who you have, but you can tell he gets all bumped up, so obviously that didn't. But realistically, what's going to happen is if they're playing this style of defense, the user will be in the middle, so he's actually going to be on this in route. Now, what I was trying to explain to you is that this corner route by our tight end is going to widen out that deep half, and this deep half over here is going to get widened out by this corner route. So as you can tell, we have a natural gap that we could throw. So if your receiver gets like a super win animation or something right here, so notice how DK, he gets a win, but it's not a super win. So that's why he's actually has a step on him, but he's able to recover because that's Stokes. So it all depends on, you know, that's why you want your best receiver there. Honestly, that's why I told you that. So if they're playing this heavy style man coverage, then we actually have a dot, you know, cooked up for it. Now, second setup I really love is taking triangle. We want to put him on a streak, and we want to take square, put him on a hitch route just like this, or flat route, excuse me. No, I said it right. Okay, smoke screen. I always forget the name of this route. And honestly, I love this. I love this play because it's going to force the user to stay exactly in the middle of the field, and we're going to make an outside read. So if the user is on this side right here, like if this is the user, then I like to actually read this left side. Now, if the user on the snap of the ball is over here, then I actually like to read this right side. So that's how I judge how I want to read the side of the field. So let's just pretend the user's on this side, right? Because he wants to stop that crosser we've been doing and all that. So just want to show you what this looks like. So basically square, he's going to be able to get open, but circle is going to do a nice job of getting open as well. Now, technically you can run this another way too. That's just my favorite way, because if they run match coverage with this particular setup right here, if they run match, then you'll be able to glitch out that match coverage. Now, if you know for a fact they're playing cover 3, then you can take square, put them on a streak, and you can just take triangle, put them on a zig route. And this is another way I like to run it too. It's going to be literally the same exact thing. It's just going to get a little bit more wide open because we're going to be able to move that third corner out the way, you know, a lot faster. So you can tell that dot is definitely going to get open. Now, let's pretend they're on the other side, right? So let's look at this right side. So let's do the same setup. We'll do a square on the hitch, square on the smoke screen, triangle on the hit. So let's just pretend the user's on the left side, right? So now I want to show you that we can actually read that. So what's going to happen is that this throw right here in the flats is always going to be open unless they're putting a hard flat. I promise you it will always be open. Now, if for some reason they played a hard flat out there, I'll show you that here real quick too. Let's take triangle, put them on a streak, square on a smoke screen. So if they played a hard flat, wanted to take that away, that third is actually not going to be able to play that little gap right there. And that's why I said that this play is really good, because if they zone drop incorrectly, we can still have that. And if they play a hard flat to take a route, running back route, we can still have that on the outside. So it's going to force your opponent to have to play a double Mabel style of coverage. Now, if they play a double Mabel style of coverage, which I'll quickly give you, so let's just say they played a coverage that looked like, let's see. Let's say they play a coverage that look like this, right? Because they're like, okay, I'm gonna stop you from throwing outside. With the same play, we could take square, put him on a out route. We could smart route his out route, and we could take circle. We could put him on a curl route, and we could technically run it just like this. Now, in this way, we'll be looking between triangle, circle, and we'll be seeing about X, basically. So I could have threw either one, but I just want to kind of explain that to you. And also, another setup off of that one, you can take X, put them on a curl, and we could do the same exact thing on this left side. You see right here with smart routed. So now we definitely have like a double Mabel style beater. So let's just kind of set that up again. Let's put hard flats, and we'll put purples right here just to kind of simulate this. And this would be simulating the user in the middle of the field. So this is definitely another way I like to run it too if they're playing a lot of double Mabel. So notice now how we have two people still open, and you know, you can run out there. You know, you could do a lot basically. So if they wanted to try to take this concept that I'm showing you away, that's how I counter that. So I felt it was important to mention that, because I need you guys to understand that, you know, just because it's a good setup doesn't mean that there's not answers for it, you know. But if they have answers for it, you gotta know how to counter what they're doing. So that's just what that was about. Now, moving on, because I get caught up in, you know, trying to, you know, over teach you guys, but let's back that corner off. So triangle on the streak, square on the hitch. Now remember, we can still bomb cover 2. So if they're giving you a lot of trouble running this cover 2 like this, let's say they were running this way and they were double Mabling a lot or something like that, then this is where I would come to this style of concept. That so notice what's going to happen. So square can get open, but if they're not zone dropping, then that corner is going to fall off, and we'll be able to throw that dot right there every single time. Now I'll go replay, show you this right side just so I don't have to run it again. But essentially, if you want to, the good thing about this is that if you're getting blitzed, then you can actually just hit this right now, or you can hit this route right now if you're getting blitzed. Or if they didn't have this vertical hook and they were blitzing this guy, you can actually hit this throw on the inside pass lead. So the setup I give you is already going to be good for the blitz, because we're going to have people that get open right now, basically. So if you could picture, you know, this person blitzing, basically, then what? We be able to throw this ball hot right here, right? So that's just kind of what I mean by knowing what's going on. So now, anyways, what I'm explaining to you is that eventually, if he's not zone drop, then he's going to fall off. Like, he's going to actually come and attack this. But if he is zone dropping, he's going to get to a certain point and sit. And normally he'll keep getting back, and then that's when we'll throw this out here. So that's how you just, you know, make a great read, basically. So you can tell this streak is going to push back that deep half. We're going to have an easy dot on the sideline. Oh, I remember I was supposed to tell you guys. My bad. Right side. So basically what's going to happen is, no matter what, unless they play a hard flat, you will always have this throw. So I could easily throw this, and the good thing about this route is that it naturally gets up the field, so you're able to pass lead this ball up the field, which I'll show you that quickly before we move on to cover 4 drop, and then we'll talk about man coverage, and that's going to be the video. So take triangle, put them on a streak, square on a smoke screen, and I just want to show you this R1 route. That's all. So watch it. So notice how it gets upfield, and we'll be able to throw this ball upfield and pick up about 7, 8, 9 yards. If they are not playing hard flats or banding it up, you can have that all day, and that is so aggravating on the user to have to worry about. And it's you know, it's really a bailout play, honestly. So cover 4 drop, I'll show you that, because you might be wondering around, would that triangle route still make that circle route get open? And I'm here to tell you, yes, it definitely does. So again, I'll throw it real quick, but you can tell you want to make sure you roll out in the pocket if they play cover 4, or you can use the other setup. Now, using the other setup will technically work a lot better, but I just want to show you that you can still use the same setup. But you want to definitely roll out. And also, zone drops are on, or man, off. Excuse me. That's why he does press. But if he doesn't press, then this this quarter, excuse me, will actually be able to be about where this guy is right here, and we'll be able to easily have that throw. So that's one thing I wanted to say. And also, you can still hit this because he actually will just kind of stand there and do nothing. And also, right here, this running back route is pretty much going to be money. So last thing is man coverage, of course. Now, this is not a man coverage setup, the one that I just showed you. But if they were running man coverage, like I said, my favorite thing to do is take triangle, put them on the in route, small right is in route. And if you want to alternate setup, I'll take circle, put them on a slant, and then I'll actually take them and motion them across. So now, basically, we're going to have a 1-2 read. So we're either going to have a backside slant, we're going to have a triangle on the in route, or we could potentially have square over the top, potentially. It all just depends on what they're doing. But anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. And do let me know if you guys like this video, because I probably will put out a part 2 showing you guys gameplay about how I like to use this offense personally. So anyways, do hope you guys have a blessed day. I'm Rage Real, and I'm out.